Benjamin Alaro, how you doing, man?
I'm very well, thank
Nice to
you.
have you on Nigerian Real.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Fantastic having you. Now, who is Bidemi Alaro? So many people would like to know who Bidemi Alaro is. Bidemi Alaro is an entrepreneur, he's an entertainer, he's an actor. Um, he is a producer, a film producer. He is a master of ceremony and he's a comedian. Let me put it this way. What do people know you by? You've got so many things going. Um, you co-produced a film called Imala. So, what would you say you are best known for?
Um, First and foremost, for those who've known me from way back, they see me as an actor,
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost. But more recently, and say in the last decade or more,
Yep.
it's been in the comparing in the MC category.
Okay.
So those who know me recently know me as an actor, MC. But those who've known me from way back know me as an actor, comedian.
Okay. Okay. What out of all those that what are you most proud of? What would you say you're most proud of?
Um, I would say that I'm a complete package.
Okay.
And without gainsaying, my boast is in the Lord. Um, the ones, the things that you already know that you know to do, they're no longer potentials because you've actualized them. So each passing day, the Lord is helping me to realize that I have more inside of me that I haven't done, and I should count the things that I've done as just things that have been revealed and have been implemented. And I want to die empty.
Excellent, excellent. I failed to realize. Well, I forgot to mention that Bidemi again is a motivational speaker. So I'm sure you're already feeling that side of Bidemi. Now, I always ask my African guests this question: Are you proud to be an African?
Um, without being funny, of course I'm proud to be an African, and I'm looking forward to a day where they will not see blackness in Africa or third worldness in Africa, because if a child delivered starts to go to school and at the age of 11 still behaves like a 3-year old, well, you will have to pray, you will have to you will have to fast, you'll have to begin to find out where it went wrong. So I'm believing that one day Africa is going to get to the point where, even without asking, you would introduce me as a proud African from Nigeria but who resides in London.
So, why do you think Africa is where it is today? Why is Africa categorized as third world?
Anything that is third, first and foremost, cannot be first
Mm,
and cannot be second.
mm.
Yes, first is the best. First is the best. Second is second best.
Many people don't even remember second. Who
They
comes
don't.
second?
Thank you. You're either first or last.
Yes.
You with me? Now, I think the problem with Africa has been more in leadership, but it will be unfair not to look at the citizenry as well. Like a friend of mine, Usman, said this morning, we were chatting in an informal session. Because I know that I have a right, I can leave Vodafone today and go to T-Mobile, and so on and so forth. But in Nigeria, in Africa, sorry, not to be specific, in Africa, we just believe that the leader has the ultimate right, which is not so. The only person who has the ultimate right is the supreme being, that is God. Now, we have gotten it wrong because we have settled for mediocrity for too long. Okay, he fought independence, and so he should be leader and be leader until he dies, and he will not die there. His wife or his children take over his family, and then he goes in a recycling cycle, and then the ones who are fit to rule are not there. Corruption, that's a cancer that is incurable. Even if the Englishman finds cure for real cancer, it will take God Himself to heal Africa of the cancerous or the disease called cancer that is sitting in the annals of our body polity.
I have this thought that goes through my mind anytime I think of the challenges that has bedeviled Africa and Nigeria to be specific. Do you think the slave trade has anything to do with it?
You see, there's okay, because I know you're of the household of faith as well. I would say there's nothing that's happened by accident with God. Everything that has happened to Africa, to Nigeria, to the human being as well, has been because God allowed it for a purpose. If slave trade had not been, we would not have known how to fight for freedom. There would have been no Zambia shall be free by Kenneth Kaunda. There would have been no independence by our fathers like the Awolowos, the Azikwes, the Kenneth Kaundas, the Nkrumahs, Kenyatta. So it was that the African would not be complacent and assume that everything had to be on a platter of gold. So it had if a defect, and it had we're not in slave trade anymore. We're the ones who are enslaving ourselves now because somebody is taking what belongs to the entirety of a nation and putting it in their personal pockets.
But what are the citizens doing about it? that is the issue.
That's
You mentioned that.
That's the problem.
That we tend to blame the leaders all the time.
Yes.
But what about the citizens themselves?
Okay.
Nigerian real is, we kind of, I kind of focus on the attitude and the mindset of Africans. Now, do you think the attitude and the mindset of Africans has encouraged the type of leaders we breed?
Yes, I think so. Now, we still, and we do respect, even for those of us in the diaspora, I keep saying to many people call themselves community leaders and blah, 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 blah. Most of us are opportunists. You let them take somebody who is clamoring to be a community leader here to Nigeria and infiltrate the system, he becomes like them straight away.
So that you're talking about someone who is outside Nigeria going back to Nigeria becomes like them?
Yes, because it's either you become like them or you don't survive and run back. And I'm sure you have an example. Even I that I'm talking across the table to you here have an experience of having gone there. They don't see you as part of them anymore unless you become them.
But what is the problem?
The problem itself is the leadership is not honest. The citizens are not honest. If you have somebody in government who is an uncle, all you're thinking about is, while uncle is there, let us try and see what we can do, because when uncle is gone, this hope is gone. Now, why? We've lived in Britain. I'm talking for myself now, not that I'm very proud of it. I came in 1992, July to be precise, and I'm still here after how many years? You with me? Now, the heart of the matter is the prime minister when I came in is different from the prime minister now. But the laws have not changed. The etiquette of the people have not changed. The mindset of the people have not changed. You disobey, you get flogged. You drive on the wrong side.
Literally.
You get me. You drive on the wrong side or you overspeed. You still get. It doesn't matter that the is now dragons that are speed cameras. The same offense still exists.
And the same law applies.
And is entrenched. There's a backing for the law.
So there's a structure in place.
That's it. We're a structureless society in Africa. For now, with due respect, maybe we're trying, but we're not trying enough. Because the people can say no to anything, but because we're all, please, who wants to die? Oh, please, let's not stir the nest. Let's just accept it. That is what has happened, bedeviled the African society. and then somebody just take authority and says they won't complain anyway. So let's just get on with it. That's how our mindset have been. Until the consciousness, no matter who fights corruption in Nigeria, in Africa, unless the people themselves support. You've seen people criticize even someone who is taking someone that has supposedly, stolen money, or who they say is a personal vendetta because of blah 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 blah. So is the community in partnership with the leadership? The answer is no. And until the answer becomes, Amos 3:3 says, unless two be agreed, can they work together? The answer is a blatant no.
I see you feel pained talking about the issues.
I do, because I'm not supposed to be here. And I apologize. Thank God for Britain. Thank God for the United Kingdom. Thank God for exposure. Now I've seen two sides. I would still prefer to be in my domain. Yes, go abroad. That was what it was. Go abroad.
Broaden your horizon. Yeah.
Why won't people from here go to Nigeria on holiday, peradventure? Why would it be? Even when we and broadcasters as well, Mr. Jide Salu, when you're writing a story and you're saying that somebody takes off. After he's done well, he sends his children abroad for studies. Why wouldn't the story be? He sent his. We went to Ife. Ife was a good university. We're still proud to say. I'm not sure whether it's still great, but it was great in our time. So what happened to the good old days?
Okay. Nigerians, Africans, we are very, very eloquent when it comes to narrating, the issues, the problems, the challenges. In your own opinion, what would you prefer as a solution?
Without sounding stupid, I think we need a management committee, yes, of expatriates and expertise from abroad that will sit our judiciary down and say, you know what, yes, you'll be making laws in error, by accident, but this is how they make laws. Yes, first and foremost, yes, they say that our politics is the most expensive in the world. Come on, where do we get the money from? The member of assembly is getting more money than the president of America. Hello, they should make politics. They should make politics either part-time, yes, or you must have arrived, as in tested in your business and excelled, for you to then go and serve, so that it is less attractive. When it is less attractive and the people who go there then go, then this person has a heart of God and a heart of humanity to serve such humanity.
Okay, you are talking about from the leadership point of view. What about from the citizenry point of view?
From the citizenry point of view, until the common man on the street understands that what is wrong is wrong, and you don't need anybody looking. You don't need to look at your back whether somebody is looking at you before you do a good thing. Yes, then that culture would there's something called cascade. It will spread through the ranks and files, and it becomes a habit.
It becomes a habit.
You can't park on the double yellow in England. If you're testing faith, they will put a signboard and say, lead us not into temptation. You with me? You cannot, because without anybody telling you, you can't park on the yellow. That is the law.
Irrespective of your
title, status, or whatever, or sex. But in Africa, let me not be personal, so lest I be accused of racial discrimination. You can park anywhere, and if they catch you, you can settle yourself.
Okay. Let's lighten the mood a bit.
Yeah.
So you're a comedian. I even tend to forget that you're a motivational speaker. I know you're an actor, an entrepreneur. What did you, when you were growing up, what did you want to become? What was your dream?
I wanted to be a lawyer.
was in Africa, where we come from in Africa, every son or daughter has to be a lawyer or a doctor or an accountant. But now,
seriously.
So you wanted to become a lawyer?
I didn't want to be a lawyer because they wanted me to. As a matter of fact, my grandfather, God rest his soul, yes, my greatest mentor, because I have a story. Bidemi means born in the absence of your father.
I was just about to ask you that. Bidemi, okay, means born in the absence
of your father. Now okay. there are two interpretations to that. Your father may be abroad where you were born, which is what happened, or your father may be non-resident.
Okay.
So born in the absence of your father any which way, and that's the story in Imala. That's
the film.
That's a movie, okay. Imala. Now, where was I? So
you wanted to become a lawyer.
Yes, but my grandfather, whom I respected so much, he's the one who I grew up with because my father was abroad. Said, "Ọmọ mi kankan ò ní jẹ́ òpùrọ́."
What does that mean?
Meaning, none of my own children will be a liar. I said, Grandpa, lawyer Nimoso. He said, yes, I know, but the lawyer will sell your lie to become a truth. So that myopic as it might seem, I mean, I was still deterred to be the lawyer, but I did. I finished secondary school in 1981. I was waiting to become a lawyer until 1984. When everybody had entered into university, I just said, you know what, let's leave this law. I didn't make enough points to go direct entry or even JAMB. So even when I went into IFE, I went in order to change, but afterward, I just felt even if I became a lawyer, I would still have been a dramatic lawyer.
Okay, so the drama, the entertainment, the showbiz part of you has always been. Did your parents recognize that?
They did.
Did they try to encourage it or did they discourage it?
In our time, there was no guidance and counseling. so if you said, "Oh, what did you want to become?" and you said, "I used to say professor when I was very young. I didn't know. I just knew a professor was a big person, but." No, you know as well as I do. In our generation, no father would have been happy for you to say you wanted to become an entertainer. What? but thank God, because if we knew where we were going, we would not tarry, to get there. And that's.
Everybody wants to get into the showbiz, want to become an entertainer right now in Nigeria.
Yes.
Do you think that's a good thing?
It is not a good thing because it's a good thing and it's not a good thing. Okay. It's a good thing if you have a natural talent. Yes, to the glory of God, I have, inside of me, I knew even from birth, I know God had a purpose for where I was going to end. Wherever I went to.
You've always known that?
I always knew, but I didn't know that this is what it meant.
Okay.
Now, for those in Nigeria, it's good because now it has brought, money, it has brought notice to Nigeria and Africa, the talents that abound. But because we just do a 1 minute, one album wonder and so on and so forth, people find themselves by chance, they discover serendipity, the English one calls it. And so once it is not a talent that is harnessed, you just do what you have for that time and then it fizzles out. But if it's a genuine calling, you will hear the type of songs, the type of music, you will know that they're not endangering any species, any generation at all, and God is glorified.
Okay, what motivates you to succeed?
The father always prays that his son will be better than him. My dad was better than my grandfather because my grandfather was a farmer. He was very close to the late sage Obafemi Awolowo.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, if his own parents had plenty money, he too would have probably gone. But he became a bicycle repairer, very notable in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Then my father came on board and he, coming from abroad, worked for Philip Morris, and then became a politician in Ogun State, had a bakery, had a cold room, and got to the high echelon. But to the glory of God, my grandfather and my father, their fame did not go past Ogun State. Or maybe Lagos. But to my boast is in the Lord. Now, where they've not heard my father's name, somebody has heard mine. Now, not only because of what I have done, but because there have been more channels to sell what I do. I've been to Malta, I've been to the United States, I've been to other parts of Europe, Dublin, Holland, Italy. I don't think my father knew about those places, but he didn't get there because he didn't have to. Now, so every time I remember that God gave me this talent, and I know somebody is listening here, there have been times I've done anchoring for people for free because I know it's a talent, and this is my own ministry. Yes, you will not ask a pastor to go and name a child and he says you must pay me because that is his office. This is my calling. And I can say to the glory of God, the weddings that I've had the privilege to anchor, yes, 99% have stood the test of time. That's a testimony.
Okay, so how for someone out there watching you and believes, how would someone recognize the talent you have?
It is God that puts the talent there. So a closeness to God would help.
Okay.
But more importantly, a man discovers himself. There's something called quest motive. That is a man in search of himself. Yes. You must be able to say, look, they say I should do physics, chemistry, biology. Very good. But am I good in physics, chemistry, biology? Okay. What is the alternative? What do I know to do? Why don't I harness what I know to do instead of wasting time running after, but you must come to an agreement with whoever your mentor is to say, okay, this is where I'm seeing that my strengths are. And then you polish the strengths and ask God to better it for you.
Brilliant. Who would you say your hero is?
I've been through so many tutors, Professor Wale Soyinka, Olarotimi, Professor Femi Oshofisan, and so on and so forth. I cannot but thank God that I met such people. And in so doing, I'm not boasting now, but when we were in Ife, we believed that we were in the only school that existed. Why? Because you knew that you did things to the point. I watch films now, I watch actors now, and I'm thinking, hello.
Nigerian actors.
Oh my word.
The Nollywood industry.
Oh my word. Thank God. We should be claiming Nollywood because we're the ones who studied. You with me? At the detriment of abuse from parents, from home, from friends. Oh, this is what you are doing. But now everyone's gone in there. Where I won't go to the bank and tell the banker how to operate, but someone goes into my field and exploits it. Because once you have money, but we still need those who are tutored in the art of something to do it. And that is one of the problems that the country or the continent Africa is having. Wrong people doing right things.
That's interesting. Wrong people doing right things. What keeps you awake at night? Hopefully it won't be the problems of Nigeria. What keeps you up at night?
You say it's not the problem of Nigeria. if I had my way, I would pray that Nigeria changes faster than it is now, because and by God's grace it will happen. Now, what keeps me awake? I believe that what I am doing should transform to money earlier than it is taken. But then I am still of the household of faith, because I know that anything that God has has said must come to pass. So I'm waiting for my time. As per getting while you're at it, yes, people are knowing you. Keep doing the right things. Keep believing, and at the end, it will speak.
Brilliant. Let me ask you this interesting question. If you could put a quote or anything on a T-shirt that you're wearing, what would it be?
Aspire to be the best, because at the end, that is your legacy.
That is your legacy. Aspire to be the best. Okay. Finally, Bidemi.
Yes.
Think of a 20-year-old Bidemi Alaro. What would you
do differently?
What would you tell the 20-year-old? How would you advise the 20-year-old Bidemi Alaro?
Okay. Now, we made mistakes, and thank God the mistakes did not consume us. Yes. First and foremost, the God factor must not be taken for granted in anybody's life. And the 20-year-old is the year where it's about the year where you can make or mar your destiny, your future, your God-given purpose. So it is good to be focused, to trust God. Well, it may be difficult to say to serve God, but in any way, pray that you are within the calling of God for your life, so that you don't miss it. God is a God of a second chance, but some people don't get the opportunity of the second chance. We thank God that we did. So for a 20-year-old,
for the 20-year-old Bidemi, you would tell the 20-year-old Bidemi to move closer to God.
Move closer to God, because that's where the direction comes from. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and other things will follow. If we knew that then, that it wasn't that our parents were forcing us to church, we probably would have been better now. But we all find out by ourselves. But if we find someone who can tell us, then it helps.
Brilliant. It's been very interesting having a chat with you.
Very nice.
I'm sure you enjoyed it. Who would you recommend our approach to appear on Nigerian Real? Because the whole point is to invite guests such as yourself that have done very well, doing very well in their endeavor, and that can inspire the seedlings, the young Africans, and to actually, for the non-Africans that watch Nigerian Real, for them to know that there are Africans out there that are actually doing very well. We're not happy with what may be happening in Africa, proud to be Africans. But we are telling our story. So if who would you recommend to appear on Nigerian Real?
I would say that any I mean, this is a program that's worthy of recommendation. So as I'm with you now, on top of my head, I may not be able to say this person, but by the time we speak again, I will give you a list of loads of persons that could be motivational, inspirational, and worthy of being spoken to.
Excellent.
Because I feel humbled that you brought me, because I know that people are doing better than me. Thank you for the privilege, and I believe that I've been able to say something that may change somebody, or may aspire someone to do even greater exploits.
Bidemi, it's been a pleasure having you on Nigerian Real.
Yeah.
Well, this is me, Don, Nigerian Real. Bidemi Alaro has been my guest today, and I'm sure he's spoken. You must have picked up a few things that would inspire you on your journey. Till we meet again, don't forget to subscribe, Nigerian Real. Follow us. Thank you for watching. God bless. Bye for now.